Warning. Warning.
This show contains mature content. Listener discretion is advised.
Are you ready to get your mind blown?
One angry New York City Puerto Rican decided to start a radio show, determined to piss the world off by shoving a mirror in front of society's face. He kicked them in the balls.
What are you? Who are you?
This is the Crotch Shot Radio Show. Crotch Shot Radio Show.
This is not a test. This is a broadcast transmission.
We're going to stay on the air.
And now, Louie B.
Welcome to the Crotch Out Radio Show, where we kick the issues in the balls. We're on an active war against bullshit. We would do anything and everything to expose bullshit. The ends sometimes justify the means, so if you're angry and want the truth exposed, then strap in and prepare to be shocked. This is Smash Mouth Talk. If you can't accept that, then fuck off. I'm your host, Louie B. I takes no bullshit from nobody. I actually expose the bullshit of society and chop it up into easy-to-digest chunks for you. Today won't be any different. Today, I am going to be talking about my favorite subject, which is the hypocrisy of the left. More specifically, how they try to police language. More specifically, as it applies to comedy in New York City. I am joined with the lovely, the talented, and the vivacious Robert Acevedo. Robert, how are we doing today?
Hey, doing good. I love to be objectified in that way. That was a lovely intro. Vivacious indeed.
You know, I try. I mean, you're very voluptuous. A sensuous, right? And whatever ish. Yeah. This is kind of a continuation of a podcast last week. I mean, last week I was pissed. I was pissed off. If I could reiterate to the people that are listening, they'd be like, "What happened?" They probably don't understand. Long story short, I was back in March. I was banned from a comedy club for basically content of my jokes without being told first the rules of the club. Months later, I got into an argument with the owner of the comedy club about how much of a bullshit businessman he is. Of course, he kept accusing me of being a misogynist and I abuse women and I threaten women. I'm being threatening towards women. I stalk women. Shit like that. I stuck to my guns. A day later, after the Facebook argument, his club got shut down by the FDNY. I was naturally blamed and thus labeled a alt-right comic. And I was blamed because it could have been no one else, because I was the only one who had motive. And the fact that I voted for Trump was to them further proof. I didn't call because I ain't a bitch. But how deep is your love? Yeah, I have EDM playing in the background. But yeah, no. So I get blamed for it, and you know, I'm dealing with I'm getting attacked by the left, the liberals of the comedy community here in New York City. People posting threats on how they're gonna fight me. Somebody tweeted me, "Come see these hands." Got some lesbian who got her ass handed to her by the NYPD because she's a Black Lives Matter activist, and she thought, "Hey, let's try to make myself a victim and get up in a cop's face and then cry when said cop cracks your ribs." And then you need to like try to raise money because your dumbass wants to take risk without having health insurance. Smart.
Oh boy.
Smart. Fuck it, Elsa. I'm talking about you, Elsa. Wave. Say hi to her for me, guys. So, be nice. Don't make threats. Don't be like them. But just say, hey, stupid. Next time you wanna, get up in a cop's face, make sure you got that Obamacare up and running. So that way you don't have to ask people for money to pay for your rehab or whatever you had to do to get yourself fixed up. I mean, because you know how the left likes to make themselves a burden to everyone else. They like to be all fucking irresponsible, and then when they get fucked up, they want everyone else to fucking flip the bill for them. So, anyways, yeah. So, I was dealing with that crap.
Yeah. I like how you're so much calmer now. Yeah.
Am I?
You're not. Yeah. No, I don't think you are. I don't think you are at all.
No. Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that whole that last thing that you mentioned.
Yeah. Don't
I
play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I mean, duh.
I mean, I'm not going to speak on folks that I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's the like what's just wild to me is whatever side of things are like people jumping in the breach to like attack based on no direct knowledge of anything.
Like honestly, these guys were storming me like this was fucking Normandy on D-Day. Like I was like cutting them down. Like, but in this case, I guess me being the alt-right neo-Nazi, which I was getting called by white women, which was hilarious. I guess I won the war. I guess I don't know.
Oh no. Well, I mean, what you gotta remember, Lou.
Yeah.
Is that it's known. It's documented. Cuchi Frito places.
Yes.
Big time havens of neo-Nazi activity.
Damn Skippy, especially the ones that serve pernil, which is for those for my Spanish people, I'm talking about pernil, but for my English people, I'm talking about roast pork. And I guess that's why, and that's just proof I'm not a Zionist, because I eat swine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pernil is beautiful. It's good stuff.
Oh,
so
it is. It is.
So good.
I wish that.
But it's wild stuff. Like I remember, like I'm gonna kind of date myself a little bit. I remember, I remember like back when I was a little kid, and the big controversy was 2 Live Crew.
Ah, yes.
And
what was the controversy with 2 Live Crew?
The controversy was their horrible, sex-laden, very corrupting, pornographic hip hop lyrics, which was, maybe I'm an old guy.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some truth to that. But I remember the main guy, Luke, who used to be Luke Skywalker before George Lucas sued him for copyright infringement.
Really?
Being on being on a talk show where somebody, like, there was an accusation like similar to what it sounds like you got,
mm-hmm.
where Luke Skywalker actually accused one of the people that was upset with him
mm-hmm.
of being a white supremacist, and this guy was actually like a brown Cuban guy from Miami, the critic.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if I think knee-jerk assumptions of it's label thinking. It's not which is not even. It's a bumper sticker reactions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not actual thought. It's like if I hear someone give this particular counter argument to something that I wholeheartedly believe in, then my Pavlovian response is, that means this person is this label, whatever the hell that label is. You can be completely wrong, completely and utterly wrong, but you've allowed yourself to be trained to just react like an automaton to a label. It's So I guess my rambling old guy point is this is not stuff that's new. This is just stuff that's kind of metastasized
mm-hmm.
over the last since the 90s.
Yeah.
I think the 90s was when this stuff started to slowly kind of creep its way into.
Well, yeah, because that's when
the new normal.
Yeah, Jim Norton even said it best. Most people that go rabble over words and speech, they're not really offended. They just want to feel important. They want to feel special about themselves, and that's what I see when it comes to a lot of these comics that try to police, self-police, what subject matter another comic could say. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm such a good person. I stopped them from making a black joke or whatever joke. But the problem is, it's not consistent. It's not across the board. Not everyone is protected. And
there's definitely a double standard to it.
Yeah.
But it's also behind the back, it's so condescending and patronizing.
Yeah.
Because it's you were assuming that group of people X or group of people Y is so fragile and so incapable of discerning what's humor and what's not humor, or that you have to preemptively defend and prevent their feelings from being hurt. Whereas if you actually make those certain jokes that some of these as you term them, SJWs, are afraid of, in a mixed crowd, in a mixed room,
mm-hmm.
the first people to laugh are the people that they're afraid of offending, and the people that are holding their asses tight and waiting for permission to laugh are the people that are like them.
Yeah, the funny thing is, a lot of the I guess offensive jokes I've said, I say them to non-comedians, and I hate to call them civilians. I hate that term when it comes to people who are not comedians. Oh, we're gonna call them civilians, but whatever. The fact that you know, when I make those types of jokes, they laugh hard. People laugh, like normal people will laugh hard at those types of jokes. Which bothers me. It's like it's almost like a elitist type crap going on here. You there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I think sometimes there's something to that.
Yeah.
That sometimes that's true.
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's just you know, it's the person that's, you know, like the comic that's preemptively running to save other people's feelings is like they've got unresolved stuff
Yeah.
that they're not dealing with. They've got their own insecurities and fears. Like they're like I think a lot of times, you know, when it's not a comic of, you know, a comic of the non-majority demographic, right? That they're trying to protect the feelings of, like the people who are trying to protect the feelings are like the majority demographic comics,
Yeah.
and they're insecure that like I'm vulnerable to this attack, and I feel very, very guilty for some reason about myself, you know. Maybe there's some not so savory like grandparents in my background or something, or you know, or whatever it is, and therefore I'm afraid like I've got a vulnerability to this accusation, and I feel a certain weakness and shame about it, even if it's not me directly. So I got to make sure that I shut it down out of anybody else's mouth.
Yeah, I mean, me, you know, like, especially when someone calls me a racist, I'm like, you know, I'm what you would consider an Afro-Puerto Rican. I mean, I have African blood in me. In fact, my grandmother told me about my great-great-grandfather who was an African slave on the island, and he would tell me that, you know, she told me a story that her grandfather told her about how they dealt with slaves. They would throw them up in the air, like runaway slaves, throw them up in the air and make them land on spears. Yeah. So I mean, I have that history in me. Like I know I'm not white. I know for a damn fact I'm not white. But it's like how they're like, well, you're not black enough. What? When you like, I've heard that shit. You're not black enough to talk about that. Like, excuse the fuck,
Well,
really?
You know,
Like, no.
I mean, like that commentary, I think that's bullshit. That's stupid shit. Just right. Like,
Yeah.
are we checking it? Are we checking everybody's cards to make sure that, you know, they have, like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Well, you don't have
I mean,
you don't have the right to say X. You don't have that's just will.
Yeah.
That's just Nietzschean will to power. If I can shut you down based on this thing, then I've got leverage. You know, it's not an argument. There's no logic there. It's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, if I could finish the story real quick, like it turns out
Sure.
he's like, you know, after all this accusations of, oh, you threaten women and you're misogynist. It turns out that he was accused of rape himself, and you know, more than one person has come to me and say, you know, he has a history of this in other parts of the country. And that's and I'm like, and you know, what pisses me off is that he used me as a scapegoat to try to blame the failure on the failure of his business. And you know, you have all these people that were caping for him or backing him up, and their real argument was the content of my jokes. And, like, look, I'm not the world's funniest comedian yet. I'm still fairly new to the game. I'm, like, year 3? I mean, I'm still trying to figure shit out. Still trying to test things out. We'll see what works for me. And, you know, it's like these people don't allow a learning curve before you're like, let's shun them quick. Let's make them a pariah. And it's like they want the freedom that they don't want to give other people. And I mean, what kind of world are we trying to build here? I mean, that's why Trump got elected. That's part of the reason why I voted for Trump, because I got tired of the hypocrisy. I got tired of people, especially people from the left, trying to shut down other ideas because, oh, I don't agree with them. You're a monster. You're racist. You're sexist. Like, to stop. They use that to stop, like you said, a Nietzschean whatever. I need to
will to
read.
power. It's will to power. That's what it is.
Yeah.
From my perspective, you know, it's just a means to outflank somebody and jockey for position, so that your faction of society has leverage over, you know, this group or that group that you don't like so much. I mean, it's, you know, there's nothing unique about the left that means that they don't do the same, they don't pull those same kinds of things that every other group of people does. Mm-hmm. Of course they do, but they have difficulty acknowledging it, because and you know, I used to consider myself a leftist, you know, at some point. I'd like to think that I've evolved. I wouldn't specifically give myself a label now, but you know, that's the kind of, there is a hypocrisy there. I think you're right.
Yeah.
But I think it's part of it is like, you know, this is like a long-term indoctrination.
Yeah.
Of like, if you've heard over and over and over and over and over and over and over again from everywhere around you that, okay, that group of people over there that has a differing opinion, that they're actually a danger of, like, if you allow them to speak, then all of a sudden, at a blink of an eye, there's going to be brown shirts on the streets, and you know, there's going to be, you know, detention centers and all this kind of stuff. Like, if you earnestly believe that that's true about the people that don't share your ideology point by point, then of course you're going to have a freak out. Then of course you're going to be like dogmatic, and of course you're going to end up reflecting exactly the thing that you're projecting out as the object of hate. You're going to beat people down, and then blame it on their words triggering you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to try and get people canned from their jobs for not believing as you believe, because in your mind you're on a righteous crusade, because, you know, those other folks, if you let them talk too much, then everybody is in the gulags again.
Yeah. I mean, and me, I come from the school of thought is you let someone talk and dig their own grave. Because if somebody's position is wrong, they're going to hang themselves sooner or later. So, you know, you don't have to stifle someone else's speech. Because, no. I mean, that just shows that they don't have confidence in their position. If they need to try to shut you down, shut you up, and use, you know, cop out or lazy accusations just to keep you quiet.
Yeah.
I mean, does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it makes sense, but I think it's just the thing is, it's like these are, because I've got friends that are very much progressives. I would want to put quotes around that, but I don't want to offend them.
Yeah.
The progressives and leftists and all this kind of thing. And it's as similar as me. Like if we go down a certain like path of conversation, I'm sure you're going to eventually scratch a place where I'm batshit crazy. And there's just this particular they're no different. There's just this particular part of their brain that you scratch if you have certain conversations where they expose themselves as being batshit crazy. That's all. But I think where, I mean, it's disappointing. I know, like I know the main person that you've had in this story of like the last couple of weeks, and this is someone that I knew and have known for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And that I know in a certain way.
Yeah.
And I'm horrified about these about the accusations and things that are going out there. Whatever the truth is, the truth will I believe, and maybe this is batshit crazy, but I believe eventually the truth will come out, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah.
I know though that certain things you just not I would have never had a conversation with that person about. Same with certain other people that are friends of mine. I just am never going to have that conversation, right? Because it will lead nowhere. And I know that whereas it's an interesting flip. It's kind of like things have reversed themselves. I feel like there was a period of time where folks that were, I guess you could marginally call them conservative or whatever, or right-leaning or libertarian, whatnot, would look at the left-wing people in a certain way, whereas like now it's like, okay, if you're openly not left-wing, if you're a libertarian, which is kind of where I lean, if I have to throw a label on it, I know that if I share my differing point of view too much, there are people among the left wing who I consider friends that are just going to say, you know what, you're not my friend anymore.
Yeah.
We'll we'll totally cut you off. I don't think that same weird thing happens the other way anymore. At least not to the same extent.
Mm-hmm. Like why like honestly, why can't, like, if they're such progressives and if they are supposedly so open-minded, why do they attack so hard against against opposing ideas? And in fact, and then use it's almost like they're devoid of logic. Any type of logic, any type of tolerance.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I could refer to this this video I saw where Tucker Carlson is interviewing a writer from Teen Vogue, and because she wrote an article about Donald Trump. Like, first of all, if you're writing for Teen Vogue, who gives a fuck about what teenage girls who can't fucking vote already think about Trump, and why you even even covering this subject like you're a real journalist. You're really not. I mean, I don't believe there's any real journalism going on in Teen Vogue, but whatever. But Tucker Carlson asks her about a tweet she made that said, "Eat shit, Donald Trump." Well, since this is broadcast television, he had to clean it up. He's like, What did you mean by eat fecal matter, Trump? And she's like, I never said fecal matter. It's like, what he's like, no, but you know what I mean. And she was playing the whole she was doing the whole straw man argument. Dude, you know what I mean. I can't say the word on broadcast television, but basically you said eat fecal matter, Trump. See, I don't even know why you focus. Like, hold on, let me see if I can find it, because this shit was so aggravating.
I think it would have been awesome if she actually had used the phrase fecal matter.
Yeah.
That would have been. That would have been. That would be one pretty classy Teen Vogue article.
Lauren Duca.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, and then you see people's like, oh, Tucker Carlson got owned. Like, wait, what? How did he get owned? Like, yeah, hold on, let me. So here, let me play this thing. Oh. God damn it. God damn it. I really should plan.
Hi, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Tucker Carlson tonight is up next.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. As you've doubtless seen on the news everywhere, a member of the tolerant left screamed at Ivanka Trump and her family, including her young kids, on a JetBlue flight yesterday. The man, who was a lawyer from Brooklyn, berated her about her father before being kicked off the flight for disorderly conduct. Even a lot of liberals thought his behavior went way too far, but not all of them thought that. Some of them thought it was justified, and that would include our next guest. She's Lauren Duca. She's a journalist, and she tweeted this earlier today. Ivanka Trump is poised to become the most powerful woman in the world. Don't let her off the hook just because she looks like she smells good. Lauren Duca joins us. Now, Lauren, thanks for coming on.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
So I think, of course, it goes without saying that it's valid that you disagree with Trump and you have your own set of political views and perhaps you disagree with Ivanka Trump. I wonder, though, screaming at a mom and her kids on an airplane seems like a violation of privacy and decency and good manners, and it raises the question, what are the venues where you shouldn't scream your political views at people? Would a funeral be out of bounds? Church? Her son's bris? Like, what are the rules on that?
Oh, at a bris? Yeah, well, I think what is a nonpartisan issue is that air travel is horrific, and I don't think anybody should be enduring confrontations in the air, be it Ivanka Trump with her children or just any other human being in a tin can. And
honestly, let me talk about this before. First of all, how the fuck do you, like, again, it's like these people that, like, oh, they're shitting on Trump for saying grab him by the pussy. That's all you hear is grab him by the pussy, grab him by the pussy. How offensive is that to say? Oh, he doesn't respect women. Yet these two asshats think it's okay to yell at a woman on the plane with her kids. Like, I don't like what fucking calculus do you have to go do in your head to justify that? I mean, Jesus.
Well, the calculus, the calculus is, I think, our side and not our side. I think that's it.
Oh, well, okay, fine. Yeah.
Like I think it's not any more nuanced than that. It's just
because
our
God
side,
forbid,
not our side.
God forbid if freaking Chelsea Clinton was like, "Yo, horseface, your mom's a fucking baby raper." Like, oh my God, there'd be like 24-hour fucking news coverage. Freaking, they'll have Dr. Sally Jesse Raphael, talking about how hearing this would affect your children and how to explain to your children that calling someone a horse-faced bitch is wrong, and how my child was traumatized with the 24-hour news coverage of horse-faced bitch gate. Like, oi. All right, back to the video.
Feeling dehydrated.
Right.
And I think that the fact that she is with her children is significant. And I do also think that
it's significant, but not by much.
That, a mother in public who's a public figure, there are certain levels of decorum that we should be thinking about. At the same time, she does have an incredibly powerful position. And she's not just a mother. She's a powerful, powerful woman who's connected very closely to the president-elect, not just as his daughter, but in many ways as a business confidant and advisor. And I think that we haven't quite been able to define what all those roles mean. So while I don't want anyone being yelled at on a plane. I don't want anyone yelling at me on a plane. I don't want to yell at anyone on a plane. But I think that Ivanka's incredibly compelling brand and presence and role as a mother and successful woman, those are interesting and attractive elements of her brand, but I don't know that, where do those protections end too? Kind of would ask you the same question as the funeral
but wait, that's not at all what your tweet suggested. In addition to the one that we just read, I think we can put it on the screen.
My tweet didn't talk about the plane at all, actually. So what are you referring to?
Well, it was within the look, Ivanka Trump was in the news because she was screamed at on the airplane, and you say, don't let her off the hook. And then you go on to say in another tweet, Ivanka has it all, and by that I mean a job, a family, and sinister complicity in aiding the most aggressively anti-woman candidate of our time.
Yes.
Sinister complicity. She's his daughter. What is that?
She was a surrogate frequently throughout, represented him in terms of women's issues. She had
Isn't she pretty
repeated
liberal on women's
interviews,
issues?
And she did speeches on his behalf, where she represented a platform of women's empowerment, and in terms of having it all, I think she's an incredibly successful, brilliant woman. The fact that she was able to balance him out on these issues where he has talked about defunding Planned Parenthood and being against abortion and these typically liberal women's issues that she sort of is a cushion for, I think we need to investigate those things a little more critically, a little more rigorously, and not be blinded by the fact that she looks like she smells like vanilla.
Okay, she looks like she smells like vanilla. I mean, who's objectifying women here? I wouldn't say that.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm actually asking a serious question.
My point is she's a beautiful, gorgeous
I don't care what she
force
looks
of
like
nature.
or smells like. I mean, what exactly do you disagree with her on specifically?
Oh, my goodness. I'm saying that she is incredibly welcoming. She's gorgeous and smart. I mean, she's, in a lot of ways, many elements of her persona are admirable and something to look up to is what is a joke.
Okay, but you said that she has sinister complicity in aiding the most...
Yes, I absolutely believe that.
Okay,
I'm not backing down from that at all.
So it's sinister for a daughter to support her father's presidential campaign because you don't like her father?
It's sinister for a daughter to capitalize on the power of feminism and uniting women and empowering women while supporting a candidate who is the most anti-woman candidate this country has seen in decades.
What does that even mean? Like, why don't you tell... I mean, she's anti-woman because he wants to defund Planned Parenthood.
I'm sorry, is that what I said? I think my earpiece might not be working because that is most certainly not what I said.
Okay. She's guilty because he's anti-woman. She's complicit in his, quote, anti-woman positions.
Okay, and you know what? I'm just cutting this short. Like, people are saying that she destroyed him. Like, I'm listening to this, I'm like, she's the biggest fucking airhead on the fucking planet right now.
Nah, I mean it's interesting. Like, she's aware that she's walking into not her home turf. on that show.
Right.
All right. But it's interesting how she tries to deflect and be like, oh, she's gorgeous, she's beautiful, she's so charismatic. Her brand. You know, vanilla scent. How wonderful, right? To try and hope that he'll like get distracted.
Yeah.
And not go back to the complicity quote.
Yeah.
And then when she realizes that she can't distract him, and use a waterfall of like defense compliments to not be accountable for what she said, then she gets defensive, which is it's interesting.
No.
All
right, back to the video.
To continue to stump and support his position.
It's her dad. I mean, I don't understand. So I guess the point I'm making is you're drawing this kind of world where everyone who's not on your side is evil and
that's
is,
not what I
as
said,
you put
even
it,
remotely.
fair game.
That's
well,
not
actually,
what I
what
said.
you said.
Tucker,
You said she's
Tucker,
quote, fair
that's
game
not what
even
I
though
said.
she smells good.
Tucker, I did not say anybody who disagrees with me is evil.
Then I'm going to ask you again, what do you disagree with that she has said? What position that she holds do you disagree with?
I disagree with her providing a surrogacy for her father based on an empowerment of women when that is an inherent disconnect between his campaign and her beliefs.
You agree with her, but because she supported her dad, she's somehow fair game.
I did not say I precisely align with her.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. What that she believes,
Tucker,
don't you believe?
God, answer the fucking question. Well, I already know she doesn't, but...
Trying to agree with what I'm saying. You're shouting over me every time I speak.
Oh, you're shouting over me. Like, do you notice she immediately goes into victim mode?
Yeah. I mean, it's...
You're shouting over me. I'm a girl. Like, I'm a girl. Oh my God. You can't be don't talk to me like that. But I can make all the fucking stupid claims I want because I have a vagina.
It's incredibly unprofessional.
I'm asking you a simple question.
You're not.
Which is,
you're actually
why
being
is
a
she
partisan
fair game?
hack who's just attacking me
Oh,
ad
I'm being a
nauseum
partisan
and not
hack.
even allowing me to speak.
Well, let
Tucker,
me
I
read
think
you.
we agree.
Like, honestly, he wants to fucking shove a fist in her face. I could just see it in his, like, oh, I'm a part... Mother.
I don't... can you tell with Tucker Carlson? He kind of always has like two default faces, like flummoxed and that face you described.
Well, I think
those are his.
Well, I mean, flummoxed. I mean, I'm Puerto Rican. You know what the fuck does that mean? So, anyways, no.
You know, just
like
what
the fuck?
Confused and astounded at the same time.
It's like the level of stupidity is reaching levels that I never even knew existed. So like he, yeah. I mean, yeah. It's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. Or what in the shit are you talking about? And are you functional as a human being?
Here, I think we.
I mean, I guess that's why they say liberalism is a mental disorder.
Agree here, right?
No, I don't think we do.
We both agree
Lauren.
that she didn't deserve to be attacked.
I think it's appalling that some guy yelled at her on an airplane, and you're saying she's quote, fair game.
I very clearly and calmly said that no one deserves to be yelled at on a plane. I don't want to be yelled. I don't want to yell at you on a plane. I'll yell at you here, but
you're
not
saying
on a
that
plane.
to me because I'm confronting you about it. But on Twitter, on your Twitter feed, where you scream "F you, Donald Trump," "Eat feces, Donald Trump," all this kind of.
Wait, what?
Well, I can't say the word you used, as you well know. But
I said feces, Donald Trump. That's what I said.
And here she goes with the straw man. She tweeted "eat shit." Yeah. Anyways, we got someone. TZ3 Media says Tucker fucked that dumb chick up. That shit is absolutely hilarious. Yeah.
You said eat, in effect, human feces on Twitter.
Tucker, you are talking at this trivial, mundane level of argument.
Okay.
We're agreeing.
Let me
Tucker, can I ask you a question? Tucker, can I please?
Let me ask you
no,
to
I'd like to
account
ask
for
you a
something
question.
that you wrote.
No, Tucker,
and in Teen
do
Vogue,
you or do you not agree that we deserve, as the American people, a level of transparency in terms of Ivanka's role? I think we need to take her seriously and that she's a positive role model
Look,
and
Lauren,
admirable in a lot
is,
of ways, but that she still requires transparency
she's
in
flying with
what
her kids on
she
an
represents
airplane,
in
and
terms
you
of having a
shouldn't bark at
government
people. You
position
disagree.
or
Look,
being a
I agree with
businesswoman
that.
or being a mother.
Okay.
So we do agree.
I agree that anyone who's making decisions about how the federal government runs should have to answer questions about those decisions. Okay? I don't think you should hassle people because you disagree with them in public.
And
period.
I didn't say you should. So we do. Tucker, hey, we agree.
We agree. Here is your description of the Trump administration. You wrote.
I just want to kick her in the fucking cunt. I really do. It's just... She's really just irking me. Hey, we agree. Like, she's arguing like a fucking... How old is this twat?
Well, she writes for Teen Vogue. You know, Louie. She writes for Teen Vogue, right? So she's not that... She's not that old, right? She's oh man, I'm so white knighting.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Let her destroy herself. Okay, Teen Vogue. Let me look at her bio.
But she's. I mean, she knows what. I think she was for the thing. She's like, all right. It was like she sat down with some strategists at Teen Vogue, and they watched. They did it like a football team, and watched Tucker Carlson footage. They were like, okay, all right. Here's where he's gonna make that face. Yeah. Okay, prepare yourself for the face. He's gonna ask you this thing, then he's gonna ask you this thing again in this different way. So here's the game plan. When he references your tweet about Donald Trump eat shit and don't let up on her, that's when you go. She's beautiful and she's vivacious and she's a wonderful family woman and a success and she's got an amazing brand and all I'm saying is she should use it for the forces of good. You just move in that direction. Don't even talk about what you actually tweeted.
Yeah. Oh fuck! She lives in she's from Port. Well, she's a Long Island chick. I don't know if that means anything. Well, actually, no. From Long Island, she should be a fucking Republican. What the shit?
Ugh.
Well, hate these Jews. No, I'm just kidding.
That may be what makes her makes her special. That's why they probably recruited her at Teen Vogue.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a
Teen Vogue, which I guess you write for.
Oh, which you guess I write for? Yes, that's not fake news. That's real news. I write for you. Guess? Oh, you guess, Tucker? You guess?
Teen Vogue is real news.
I love how she they probably told her that too. Like, look for an opportunity to talk about fake news. Look for an opportunity to throw that meme in. Look for it, right? And she's like she can't defend her own words, her own tweet. Now she's nitpicking, his word choice. Like, it's a deflection. It's interesting.
Whether like honestly, she's going for every fucking cop out. Every fucking she called them a partisan hack, but she's doing hack material right now.
Yes, that's really patronizing.
I haven't read Teen Vogue because I'm not a Teen Vogue.
Well, you have in front of your producers asked me if I wrote for Teen Vogue. You have my Teen Vogue article in front of you. My name is Warren Duca, and I write for Teen Vogue.
Well, got it. Here's what you wrote.
Okay.
The road ahead is a treacherous one. There are unprecedented amounts of ugliness to untangle, from deciding whether our president can be an admitted sexual predator to figuring out how to stop him from threatening the sovereignty of an entire religion.
Yes.
What does it mean to threaten the sovereignty of religion? What does that even mean?
That means an entire agenda, a platform based on banning Muslims, which is still available on his website.
How does that threaten the sovereignty of religion? That's moronic, Lauren. You're a writer. How does that threaten the sovereignty of it? Pardon me for taking your words literally.
Sorry, how does what threaten the sovereignty of it? Threatening to ban Muslims?
That threatens the sovereignty of it?
Yes, that completely, that profiles based on the basis of religion and reduces people to their beliefs and dictates what they can and cannot publicly believe.
That doesn't threaten the sovereignty of it. So you also accused him on Chelsea Handler's show of, quote, committing a form of psychological abuse that makes the victim feel like they're crazy. Does Trump make you feel like you're crazy? That's the impression I'm getting.
Oh my God, are you calling me crazy? That's adorable.
I'm asking you. You said on Chelsea Handler he's committing psychological abuse on you. You believe that?
On the American people. I believe the American people, Trump supporters, Hillary supporters, Jill Stein and her cousin, are a victim of Trump's gaslighting. What I mean by that is that he frequently contradicts objective evidence, not that he is abusing me personally. And I think you're smart enough to know that, aren't you, Tucker?
I don't know. I just take your words at face value.
So did you read the entire article?
I did. I also read Liam Payne is 100% certain One Direction will continue. Adriana Grande rocked the most epic thigh-high boots at Jingle Bell, and Black China and Rob Kardashian went through the messiest breakup of 2016. Those are your other pieces. But I'm trying to get to what you're writing about Trump taking a break from the thigh-high boots and ask what you mean about him committing psychological abuse on you.
Women can love Ariana Grande and her thigh-high boots and still discuss
just letting you know that I read
politics.
You in Teen Vogue as of today.
And those things are not mutually exclusive. You know, now that you bring up Teen Vogue, we treat young women like they don't have a right to a political conversation.
Dumb
and like you can't be, enjoy Kylie Jenner's Instagram and worry about the future of this country. And those things are not mutually exclusive. So you know what? I did write about Ariana Grande, and I did write about the abusive, bigoted,
those pieces were a little smarter than your piece about threatening the sovereignty
States.
of a whole religion. All right, I got to go. You should stick to the thigh-high boots. You're better at that. Lauren, thanks for joining us.
You're a
Oh boy.
Trump is down at Mar-a-Lago.
She was like, "You're a sexist pig, bitch. Stick to what you know."
Oh no. I mean that whole but that whole setup is like, it's he. That's kind of his shtick too, though. To kind of eventually get here's another FL word, flabbergasted at the person that he put on the show, and they lose their cool. He loses his cool. They say some stupid shit. He throws in a barb, and because it's his show, he gets to say, "Yeah, right. Thanks for being on here." Oh no, the whole thing is very hilarious.
Yeah. So, yeah, but you think she would get a spot on Mo Fatalav's "Fuck Donald Trump" show?
Well, she's a Teen Vogue journalist. She's not a.
Which means yes.
Yeah, she's not.
Which means yes, and he will supply her drinks and fuck her in the basement. I don't know. Look. When you get them drunk, they you don't have to ask them to grab them by the pussy. You just do it, and it's no harm, no foul. Mo Fatalav's dating advice column. How to date a white chick. First, you give them a drink, you get them drunk, and you fuck them.
Yeah, you're my friend Louie B.
Yes.
And but that's also like it's an awkward spot to get into that, because that's also a guy who I considered my friend for a very long time. Knew him for like tons of years. Yeah. So I don't know. Like I don't know. Yeah. Whatever the truth is,
yeah,
of what occurred, may it will out and may if whatever's alleged is what happened, you know, then may there, you know, may the effect be appropriate to what was done. All right, but you know.
Yeah, but I still like poking the bear. Well, not even.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. You know, I mean, you're different. You know, it's different because you know, you had the situation that you had going back a while. There was no love lost between the two of you at all.
Yeah.
You know, it makes me, you know, it makes me really, really sad if that stuff is really true. If that's you know, really what happened, and you know, whatever the, you know, if it's real, whatever the, you know, the backlash and stuff is, you know, should be felt.
Yes.
You know, by the guilty party.
And
you know,
and we shall bring down evil upon his head.
Go ahead.
We shall bring down evil upon his head. He shall pay for his crimes.
I don't know. I mean, it's difficult for me to kind of wrap my head around. You know, if it's true.
Yeah.
Because
hey, I'm just gonna use their logic. There are more allegations out there, so it means it's true, right? I mean, hell, you could let's get a whole conga line of people to accuse him of rape, so that way, you know, he could do some time. I mean, let's. None of them could have gotten together and lied, right? Like, come on, right, Mo? They need to be believed no matter what, Mo. Okay, let's do this. So, anyways, yeah. Anyways,
I don't know.
I'd like to thank you for coming on. I'm
a less bold dude than you. But no, I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you being open to me being on here, and you know, this is fun.
Yeah.
And I think you know, I think that the Teen Vogue girl, I hope
one day she
5-6 years from now she'll
mature,
she'll grow intellectually, and I'm pretty confident that it will.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll just have to wait for her to get successful and start earning more money, and then when she sees that the government takes a lot of her paycheck, she'll become a Republican like everybody else. Like, the only liberals become Republicans as soon as they gotta pay taxes. That's from what I see. Like, I had a friend who was a socialist, was actually going to like communist type meetings, and then once he started working and he saw how much money they're taking out of his check, he's like, yo, this is bullshit. Capitalism, we need more capitalism. So you know, that's you know, I guess help a liberal, give him a job, and I guess, I mean, that's if you don't have like any hardworking conservatives around you already. So I don't know. So anyways, Robert Acevedo, do you have anything to promote? What are you doing? Any shows? Are you what corner are you working from?
Yeah, I'm doing a Francesca Day show on Friday on the 30th at Karma Lounge at 7 p.m. Come in and check it out. Folks with a big time Twitter following have done that show. So I'm you know, and people with bigger names than me. So I'm very very excited to do Francesca's show. She's great. She's awesome people.
Yeah.
So you know, even if you're not a fan of me, people should go and check out her show every frickin' Friday you can, because she's good people.
Where can
she puts
people
on a good show?
Where can people find you?
You can find me when wherever two people are gathered.
Okay.
Just whisper my name and that. No.
Okay.
You guys can find me on the Twitter.
The Twitters.
Raw B Aces. Not spelled the regular way. It's RAW B ACES, because there was, I got beat to the punch for someone being Robbie Aces. It was like somebody upstate that is like a high school football champion or something. But you can find me there. For those who haven't realized that Twitter is dying, you won't know about Gab. But if you're on Gab, you'll find me on Gab as Black Ack.
Black Ack? How you spell Black Ack?
BLACK, ACK.
All right.
It's like, yeah.
So yeah, definitely check him out on his show. It'll be Friday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. at Karma Lounge. Karma Lounge is located in Manhattan at... Where the fuck is the address? 51 First Avenue, New York, New York, between 3rd and 4th Streets. You could take the F train to 2nd Avenue and get on that First Avenue end of the platform, walk north 3.5 blocks, and there on the west side of the street, take the 6 train to Bleecker Street.
Nice.
Or take the L train to First...
Take
the L train to First Avenue, head south 10.5 blocks, and they're on the west side of the street. Again, it's this Friday, January 2nd at 7 p.m. And they're going to be...
actually the 30th. The 30th of December, technically.
Really?
Yeah. You're...
Really?
I think you're... Yeah. This Friday is the 30th.
Shit. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Well,
What's awesome,
I'm
though,
looking...
I think Karma Lounge is going to, be so excited that you plugged the contact page of their website.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay, sorry. It was January. It's December. Why am I stuck on January? Holy shit! December 30th, 7 p.m. Karma Lounge at 51 First Avenue.
Maybe 2017. Maybe 2018. January 2nd is a Friday.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, go on Gab. I got Gab. So I'm gonna follow you right now. Black Act.
Oh, sweet.
And boom, followed. Wow, you already got 383 followers. Shit.
Yes. Yeah.
How long you been? How long have you been?
That's the future.
How long have you been on Gab?
I think probably about a month. I think right before Thanksgiving is when I got on there. So so it'll eventually as the pendulum swings the other way, that will become the new Twitter, and Twitter will become a 140 character MySpace.
Yeah.
So.
Or
that's
Friendster.
my call. Give it a year.
Or Friendster. Remember Friendster?
Oh man, Friendster was the best.
I still have a Mi Gente. Do you remember Mi Gente or Asian Avenue or Black Planet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Remember Bolt?
Gold.
Remember Bolt? Like the teen website, but of course there was like a lesbian chat room, and that all the straight guys would go and act like chicks and start having fucking chat sex with other dudes thinking that they're chicks. It was fucked up.
That I never knew about.
Yeah. Because
historically I'm a late adopter for all of this stuff. Hopping on Gab early is the first time I've been an early adopter.
Yes.
So, but I'm banking it'll work in my favor.
Alrighty then. So I would like to thank everyone for listening. This has been the Crotch Out Radio Show, and as always, from my house to your house. Mahalo.
That's the end of my show. Donk.